Let's focus in on the macro picture then, and the GST collections have surpassed the 1 lakh crore mark in the month of October. Let's connect then with Kaushik Das, who joins in, economist from Deutsche Bank, to give us more perspective. Kaushik, thanks so much for taking time out. This number indicates that it's higher than the GST revenues that were earned in October of last year. Do you think that this is some signs of economic recovery trajectory now starting to begin with these encouraging numbers?
Good morning. I think the macro numbers generally in the last few weeks or months have been very encouraging. And this GST number that has come above, 1 lakh crore, it should be comforting for the, government. This is a 10% YOY increase from the last year. And September was a 5% increase. And before that, it was all negative, -8 and -14%. So on a sequential basis, you can see that, the tax collection is increasing. And this is expected to, kind of gain traction as we go forward, which will indicate that the economy is also doing better than the previous months. And I'm not surprised that this has happened. If you see the other indicators, for example, core infrastructure production data came out, a few days back, and the September contraction has come down to just -0.8 from 7.3 contraction in the previous month. If you see auto sales, they have turned positive in September, and October also, the initial numbers show that, they've done well compared to the last year on a YOY basis. The PMI numbers, if you see, have turned very positive for the manufacturing sector, was at 56.8 for September. The October number we'll get today should be also above 50. Services sector PMI is just below 50 in the previous month at 49.8, but this time around it could be above 50. The composite PMI is already at 54.6. So these are all indicating that the economy is kind of improving from the lows that we saw in April, June. So July, September, we could still see a contraction of about -9% YOY. But October, December, we have a non-consensus view that the contraction in GDP growth would be just about -1.5%, whereas the consensus forecast is around -5.5%. And by January, March of next year, 2021, we think India will have positive growth of 2.5% YOY. So overall, we think second half FY21 growth would be better than the estimate that we have from consensus at this point of time. So we are projecting -8% growth YOY for FY21, which is slightly better than the -9% or -10% that consensus has at this moment.
Right. Thanks very much, Kaushik, for sharing with us that outlook on the overall GST recovery.